the destruction of the planet Alderaan, the day General Zod destroyed much of Metropolis, the night that Nancy Pelosi's husband got hammered by his lover / homeless man. None of those compare to the gut-wrenching tear that took place on Insurrectiongeddon, better known as January 6th, the most deadliest day. Gird your loins and find a safe space for this show. But first, this.
In a world where the number of movies available is great, but many are so bad, you'll learn a new definition of hate. One man sifts and reviews through the movie sludge. One man will be the movie cop, jury, and judge. He goes by many names, but you know him by Movies Merica.
Heidi-ho, neighbors! Heidi-ho, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Movies Merica Live. And today I will be talking about a deadly serious subject. The worst day in the universe. Of course, I'm speaking of January 6th. The most deadliest day. Yes. That's what CNN and MSDNC and ABC, CBS and NBC want you to believe is that, yes, it's the worst day ever. Definitely worse than the Summer of Love, George Floyd, Kamala-endorsed riots of the summer of 2020. Much worse than that, okay? So they want you to think like that's a foot massage compared to January 6th right there. And if you're an idiot, well, then you'll believe that. So, yes, there you go. Or if you're a stage 5 TDS patient or something like that, then, yeah, you'll definitely be, slurping down whatever they plop into your dog bowl right there. So, but real quick here, I just want to welcome my movie maniacs. Yes, and my fellow freedom-fueled film fanatics. You guys know who you are. And you guys can get into the live chat here. So, because I don't want this show just to be me talking to myself, all right? So, this is a live show right now. We got a live one here, folks. We got a live one. Yeah, there you go. It's the most stupendous, the best show, all right? I know this show very well. It's a good show, all right? This show is so good. It's like no show you've ever seen before. All right? It's so good, it'll make your head spin. Okay, there you go. That's my whack-ass Trump impression. So there we go. And someone got the message. My good Kimosabi, my BFF, Channel 2 Action News, is in the live chat on the Rumble side here going, woo! Yeah. So he's wooing, like all those woo-woo girls that were at Kamala's rally there in Georgia last night. That's like that's the foundation, the bread and butter of the Democrat Party is woo! Girls that love to give it up and love to earn their punch card at Planned Parenthood, man. They like to woo for all the boys and and give it up, and then next thing you know, it's abortion palooza. So that's who was at the Kamala rally last night is her, the bread and butter, the foundation of the Democrat Party there. So you got the woo girls and the liberal white woman, the cul-de-sac Karen, drunk on Merlot. That's basically, that's mother's milk. That's the foundation of the Democrat Party right there. But Channel 2 Action News, he isn't woo. He's not doing that because he's a woo-woo girl. So I kid because I care. There you go. Gotta love it. All right. But you know what? We should get into some January 6th, the most deadliest day, don't you think, right there? Because you know what? There is no time for dilly-dally when it comes to the deadliest day in the universe. Am I right or am I right? Okay, so no time for, horseplay and messing around. Okay, so let's get right into January 6th, the most Deadliest Day there. And hey, there's my buddy Lindy Rig right there in the live channel on the Rumble side. Let's see if this works. Nope, still doesn't work. So stream a yard still will not let emojis from Rumble show up there because I want to show you guys some otters there. But hey, if you want to see some sweet otters, get in the live chat on Rumble, and you'll know what I'm talking about when I say otters. Okay, so you otter me in there. All right. So the most deadliest day, January 6th. What is it? Okay, so we've got this documentary. It's brought to us by the Babylon Bee. And it features Kyle Mann, who's one of the big wigs at the Babylon Bee, and he is our tour guide with the mockumentary that is January 6th, the most deadliest day. And he explains to us the origins of January 6th and what happened on that day. And he doesn't hold back on the fright and the terror that was January 6th. Okay, so and just the outright attempted destruction of our democracy on January 6th. Okay, and he's going through and he's talking to experts, like some Republican titans in the industry and that kind of thing. They go to Washington, D.C., and they give you a totally accurate picture of where the Washington, D.C. monuments are at and that kind of thing and how it went down as they describe how on January 6th, Congress was there. They were there to ratify the election of Joe Biden and make sure that the delegates were counted and all that stuff, basically just to make Joe Biden the president there. After the totally most free and fair election, no election interference, no election, cheating or anything like that going on. None of that at all during the 2020 election. All right, so freest and fairest election of all time in the universe. Okay, and so during that day, Trump had a rally, of course, in D.C. and really not really anywhere near the Capitol. Okay, I think it was like further down the mall, I think closer to the Thomas Jefferson Memorial. And so then after, during his rally, of course, he famously says, let's march up to the Capitol and peacefully and patriotically let our voices be heard, or something to that effect, right? So now the peacefully and patriotically keying on, specifically the word peacefully, the left loves to ignore that he said that. Loves it. Okay. They remember what they need to fortify their little narrative there. Okay. So if they could get away with it, they would outright lie to you like, oh, yeah, Trump was up on the stage. He said, grab your pitches, grab your pitchforks, grab your torches, grab your guns, grab your flamethrowers, grab your, RPGs. Let's move up to the Capitol and let's destroy that place. Let's do it. Like if they could get away with like making that story up, then they would. But they know, like, okay, yeah, we, the media, our approval ratings are in the toilet, but even we at this time can't go that far. So what they do is they lie by omission. Okay, they omit the fact that Trump said peacefully, again stressing the word peacefully and patriotically, let your voices be heard. But their argument is that, well, he said that the election was stolen so many times, he cast doubt on it so many times, and that's what led, that's him leading an insurrection, which is very weak. That's some extreme reaching on their part. But if that's the new rule, if they want to make that the new rule, if they want to play by those rules, then we should really be holding Maxine Waters, the congresswoman from California, responsible, maybe throwing her ass in jail, for going out there and saying, if you see a Republican, you make sure they don't feel welcome. And then she was up like in Minneapolis, and she was talking about, yeah, take the streets, riot in the streets or something to that effect. I'm paraphrasing here. You got Chucky Schumer, who apparently doesn't know how to grill hamburgers, or at least not hamburgers that aren't going to give you salmonella. He was saying, talking about Supreme Court justices, talking about how they're going to reap the whirlwind. Basically, giving a call out to any, drooling psycho out there with a rifle to, go after him, right? And as it turns out, some Democrat loser from, I think it was from California, drove all the way from California to try to take out Brett Kavanaugh under the non-specific, non-direct orders of Chuck Schumer, just running his mouth going, "You're going to reap the whirlwind there, Gorsuch. You're going to reap the whirlwind, Kavanaugh." So they hear that shit. So if that's the new rule that they should be, judged and judged harshly based on their rhetoric and whatnot, then, if that's the new rule, because that's the rule they apply to Trump, then we should be going after all the Democrats. But as you would expect, they want that rule to only be one way and not go their way, of course, right there. So that's how it goes down in the Democrat world right there. So, but gotta love it. Yeah, so we're getting some good action here. But the plot basically, is just January 6th, the most deadliest day, Babylon Bee, kind of just, ridiculing how stupidly serious the mainstream media, basically what I call Pravda, right? Remember Russia had, their media over in Russia during, the Soviet Union and the height of communism. And it was called Pravda. Basically, it was just like state-sponsored media. They basically just said whatever the government or the state told them to say. Well, that's basically CNN, MSDNC, and so on and so forth. They're Pravda. They're American Pravda. And so they're ridiculing, rightfully so, how stupidly, overly serious they took it in relation to how much they just kind of glossed over the months of riots during the Summer of Love right there. Not just a few hours on one day, which is what January 6th was. No, we're talking about the Summer of Love, the George Floyd, the BLM, Democrat endorsed riots were months. Remember that? Like every night you turn on the news and it was some city just under siege and cops trying to keep it under control. You'd have your Fox News, your CNN, your MSNBC that have their reporters on the scene getting shots of cop cars getting torched and people getting beat up. And in Dallas, I remember there was there's video footage. There was coverage of some guy, wrong place, wrong time. I think it was even like an Asian guy in Dallas, and some Antifa, goons were beating the crap out of him right there. I mean, just like, I think one of them had like a tire chain or something like that, or a chain with a bike lock on it, and they were beating the crap out of this guy. So, but the mainstream media, in other words, American Pravda, they want to gloss over that and act like that never happened, while fixating, being laser focused on a few hours on one day. And of course, they term that, the most deadliest day right there. But that's the plot of this mockumentary from the Babylon Bee. And it's really good. You definitely should check it out. And right now, I believe if you subscribe to the Babylon Bee for at least a month, then, you get coverage. You get access to that mockumentary. And there's one thing that the left hates even more than Donald Trump, and that's to be mocked. I mean, they know Trump will eventually be gone, but mockery from the right will live on like herpes. They hate mockery so much because they blow so much sunshine up their own asses that they think they're above mockery. The world should just automatically know that us on the left are superior intellectually, most definitely, to everyone else. And everyone is just lucky to live in the same world that we exist in. So Kyle Mann and Brandon Toy, the directors of January 6th, the most deadliest day, and everyone else at the Babylon Bee know, they're well aware of this hatred of mockery and masterfully use it to obliterate the left's fake narrative that January 6th is the worst day ever. Anyone who critically thinks or has at least two brain cells to rub together and didn't go to public school knows the left pushes this to deflect and divert attention from their much worse Summer of Love, George Floyd riots. The Democrat-endorsed Summer of Love, George Floyd riots, they went on for months, as opposed to, like I was saying before, a few hours on one day in January 6th, okay? And those Summer of Love riots, they killed many more people and caused much higher damage totals. Okay, so the left likes to lie and say that a cop was killed on January 6th. They're talking about Brian Sicknick, okay, and their favorite story that they like to blow up your ass is that he was beaten to death with a fire extinguisher by the evil, bloodthirsty, drool coming out of their mouths, veins popping out of their necks, MAGA crowds. They just took this fire extinguisher and bashed his head in. Poor Brian Sicknick, this cop that died on January 6th. Complete bullshit. Okay, he died like the next day of like some heart condition or something like that. And don't take my word for it. You can get online and look up like the Washington, D.C. medical examiner. Okay, not Van Ebert. The Washington, D.C. medical examiner proved and surmised that he died of a heart attack the next day. Didn't even die on January 6th. He was like walking around the whole time, totally fine. But, once, the mainstream media puts a lie out there, then, any weak-minded doofus will pick that right up and repeat it over and over again, that kind of thing. So, and there's probably still, a bunch of, mouth breathers that still repeat that stupid lie. I think I've heard like people like talking heads on the media, like Charlemagne the God. I think I just heard him throwing that lie out there the other day. Don't quote me on that. I might be thinking of, another doofus there. So, I mean, entire portions of cities were burnt down, including at least one police station. And then that church that wasn't very far from the White House. Remember that when the Democrat-endorsed BLM mob was trying to break down the fence in front of the White House, and he had a bunch of Secret Service agents that got injured, and then they had to take President Trump down to the bunker because they thought that these pissed off MSNBC, CNN fueled with hate mobs were going to like break into the White House and whatnot. But according to CNN and MSDNC, that's totally fine. That is just a few people gathering for a picnic and enjoying each other's companies peacefully and all that stuff, But they just totally gloss over the fact that they were trying to bust down the fence to the White House, right? So, but that's totally cool, totally fine. Jake Tapper, Anderson Cooper, Lester Holt, Nora O'Donnell. There's like, it was just some kids, making some noise at the White House, just letting off some steam, not doing much and whatnot. So, where January 6th is the most deadly day in the universe. Okay, so I mean, like I was saying, they burnt down entire portions of cities, one police station and that church, right by the White House. Basically the appetizer to what we'll likely see if Trump wins another term. Of course, if that happens, the Democrats' version of Caesar Flickerman from the Hunger Games, a.k.a. the mainstream media, will just call the Trump re-election riots mostly peaceful, blood-soaked, fiery, good-natured fun. And that's how that's going to go down right there. So, but that's what they do, man. That's what the media does. I mean, it just right on cue. That's exactly what they do. All right, real quick here, let me tell you here about our TDPN.locals.com website. You see that right up there in the overlay, and TDPN.locals.com. What that is that's where you go and check out all our great content, like videos and blogs and articles all about movies and entertainment and politics and hot button sizzling topics of the day that everybody is talking about. Her and him, they're all talking about it, okay? But you get to hear about it from our unique perspective in a way that you're not going to see anywhere else, okay? So, and then right now, as you see down below, if you put in promo code TDPN, you get 1 month free membership to tdpn.locals.com, okay? And so that gives you VIP, carte blanche. You're an all-star, full-fledged exposure and access to everything on the website right there. Okay. Now, if you don't pay any money, there's like some things you can see on the website, but not near as much as you can if you're a VIP member. And so, yeah, like I said before, if you put in that promo code TDPN, you get 1 month free VIP access. And then after that, it's just a measly $3. Okay. That's nothing, right? $3. I mean, that's like, what Kamala used to charge, for a good time, back in the day and say, oh, wait, my bad, sorry. No, I don't mean Kamala Harris. I mean, Kamala Jenkins. That's who I'm talking about. Yeah. No, I would never besmirch our beloved vice president like that. Never, ever. But right there, yeah, get that 1 month free membership right there. And don't be the last person in your family. Don't be the last friend to subscribe to tdpn.locals.com, because they are. They're subscribing, and you don't want to be that that fat recruit, bringing up the rear, as the rest of the troops are running up the hill in basic training, and you're like Private Gomer Pyle back there. Maybe one day I'll subscribe to tdpn.locals.com. Don't be that guy, all right? Be up in the front of the formation, running up that hill. All right, man up and get it done, everybody. Do it. And real quick here, while I'm insulting everybody, if you would, this is something you could do for free. This doesn't even cost you $3. For free, all you have to do is click on the like button down there. So just hit that like button on this episode, if you would. It's right down there in that lower vicinity there, okay? And then also, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe or follow button, and then also that notification bell down there, if you so would. That makes no sense. If you would be so kind. There we go. See the second take, I got it. And then also, if you're not watching this live, if you're watching this later on, feel free to get down in the comments down below, okay? So they're right down there calling to you. And in the comments, if you want to let me know what you think of my review, what you think of this mockumentary, anything that you think that I'm doing wrong and you want me to improve on, or, hey, if there's something that you love that I do, hey, by all means, put that down there. My ego is not above being stroked, okay? No, I said ego. I said ego, okay? So, but yeah, go ahead and get down there. That would be fantastic if you would do that, okay? So, all right, let me grab a tug off my beverage of choice right here. And I know, I'm drinking right now, okay? And we'll be talking about this a little bit more a little later on in the brew review time. But yeah, if you guys, if you got a beverage out there, it's a brewski, if it's you got yourself a little, Templeton Rye whiskey, or maybe it's maybe some sweet tea. Maybe you live in the South and you got yourself a big old glass of sweet tea, okay? Or or down here they call every soda, they call it Coke, okay? Down here in the South, whatever you're drinking, go ahead and hit it up, because I'm going to hit this up. All right, there we go. All right, got to wet that whistle. All right, so we got more. Yeah, January 6th, the most deadliest day to talk about. Yes, okay. But again, yeah, like I said, if Trump gets reelected, hopefully he will. Okay, so I know it's. I never said I was unbiased in this show. I never said I was objective. Okay, I think if you've ever seen an episode of this show, on what side of the bed I sleep on. Okay, so this. But yeah, well, I mean, if Trump wins again, like I said, you can set your watch to it. Okay, Antifa is just drooling over that prospect right now, and they're gonna have plenty of motivation, from the Jake Tapper and Dana Bash and Anderson Cooper and Nora O'Donnell, and of course they're all gonna act somewhat like aghast, like, oh my God, I never wanted this, or they'll be like, this is the voice of the unheard, that kind of crap, and they'll just whitewash the Trump reelection riots. Like I said, they'll call them mostly peaceful, blood-soaked, fiery, good-natured fun. They're just giving Trump some good-natured ribbing by burning down the White House, so there you go. Pardon me. But, the mainstream media is overcooked, serious as a heart attack. Democracy almost died that day. Coverage was at least good for one thing. It made it easy for people to know what news channel or channels that, their family or your family and friends watched. I mean, if you're at a family outing for the 4th of July and you ask your Aunt Midge to pass the brats, and she replied back with, we almost lost the right to eat brats and celebrate the 4th of July thanks to those evil MAGA Republicans on January 6th. Well, you know that she smokes, snorts, and injects CNN MSNBC, ABC, CBS, and NBC. All right, you know this. Okay, that's been settled right there. If that's the reaction you get at that point. Now, if she replied back with, "Try the ones in the bottom. They have jalapeno and cheese in them." Well, then you knew that she either gave January 6th the attention it deserved, or she does watch all or some of those channels that I just read off, but she's also a critical thinker, okay? Because you can watch those channels. I mean, I'm not going to disparage you if you watch those channels, but also diversify what news channels you watch. Okay, if you're going to watch those, then watch like some independent media as well. I was going to say Fox News, but Fox News is, I don't know, I wipe my butt with Fox News now. Or just watch something that you know shows the other side. So it's all about diversifying your news sources, okay? So you're not like just getting indoctrinated and that kind of thing right there. So, I mean, she doesn't, you know that your Aunt Midge, you know, if she says, hey, try the ones with jalapeno and cheese, you know, like, you know, she doesn't just nod hypnotically to everything Rachel Maddow or Lester Holt says while stroking her Keith Olbermann bobblehead. You know, the makers of this Babylon Bee mockumentary have outright said that making this isn't them excusing the people that actually did injure people and destroy property on January 6th. I think that's important to say. Is like, you know, myself, speaking for myself and obviously them. Yeah, I'm you know, when I laugh at this mockumentary and I ridicule rightfully the media for blowing this, you know, to be something bigger than the Summer of Love. That's not me going, oh yeah, those guys that were, you know, injuring and assaulting cops or the people that were breaking stuff that in. I'm not excusing that. Those people, you know, they should have gotten charged. They should have been arrested and all that kind of stuff right there. So this is not excusing that whatsoever. Now you will be hard pressed to find Democrats that will return that favor when it comes to the Summer of Love. You will be hard pressed to find Democrats, you know, to say like, oh yeah, those people, you know, burning down, you know, churches or looting Foot Lockers or ransacking Black-owned businesses during the Summer of Love. Oh, they should be arrested too. I don't endorse that. I do not approve. You'll be hard pressed to find Democrats that will actually say that, you know. So that does not go both ways whatsoever. So, and like me, you know, the Babylon Bee makers of this, they believe those people should be punished by at least, you know, by some method. Okay, maybe by at least having to listen to Billy Joe Armstrong's from Green Day, you know, his thoughts on January 6th on a loop while rubbing their bellies and saying rubber belly buggy bumpers for 4 hours each day. Maybe some punishment like that. You know, at the same time, people who don't light a candle at the altar of TDS every day realize that this country practice selective justice in not dishing out near the punishment for the Summer of Love George Floyd rioters that they did to J6ers. Okay, so J6ers got nailed to the wall. So the DOJ, selective justice. Okay, so, and that's the thing about Democrats right there. That's one thing I will say about them is that they do much better than Republicans. Okay, Democrats, they reward their friends and punish their enemies. Okay, Republicans are too weak to do that. Okay, Republicans are always worried about making a good impression on Democrats, and we wouldn't want the Democrats to think we're really mean. We wouldn't want them to think like we're putting them in jail, even though they're trying to put us in jail. Okay, we wouldn't want that. Like, so Republicans are a bunch of low T pussies that, you know, that are just too worried about what the Democrats and the mainstream media think of them. Okay, you know, think of your Mike Johnsons, the Speaker of the House, your Mitch, you know, your bitch McConnells, those kind of guys, right? What they're so that's where I'm getting at with the Democrats, making sure that the Summer of Love rioters barely got any punishment whatsoever, if any, and the J6ers, including grandmas that were just, you know, roaming around the rotunda in the Capitol, get nailed as hard as possible to the wall. So, you know, to that end, loot a Foot Locker, no punishment. Wander around the Capitol Rotunda, snapping pics for your grandkids on January 6th. Get in the hole, you bloodthirsty, kill-crazy, maniacal grandma, or you'll get the hose again. That's pretty much what we're talking about right here. That's exactly what we're talking about right there. So yeah, but I love that. Hey, welcome to the show here, Peaky Leader or Lighter. Or I'm sure I'm butchering that last name right there. So appreciate the laugh out loud right there, and hopefully you're still with us, and hopefully you join us again. That'd be great, joining us from the YouTube side. So all right here. So after all of that bloviating right there, I'm getting so thirsty. Okay, I need something to drink. All right, I need something to put these flames out, and that is a perfect time for a little brew review time. All right, so let me get the Sapporo up here. Yeah, Sapporo. Not exactly one of the most obscure beers that I've reviewed on here during brew review time, but it is one of the classics. It's one of the go-tos. It's dependable, and obviously you see it in its traditional, steel can right here. It's just got that distinctive look to it, and it's just fantastic. I love me some Sapporo right there. You can't go wrong. It's a fantastic lager. I grew up. Let me rephrase. I drank a ton of this when I was stationed over in Japan. Okay, so I remember we would go to so cherry blossom festivals are huge in Japan. So if you know Japan, if you've ever been stationed in Japan, you've ever been over there in any capacity, you know that cherry blossom festivals are massive. Okay, and basically when it comes down to it, it's just a massive excuse for people to park their asses on a picnic blanket underneath some cherry blossom trees and just get hammered out of the gourd. Okay, it's Sapporo, but mostly sake. Okay, basically people are just chugging sake, all day long, during the cherry blossom festival, including this guy. Okay, and so I have fond memories of that. So I would go up to a cherry blossom festival with whatever Japanese girlfriend at the time, and we would just chill under a cherry blossom blossom tree and just drink Sapporo and chug sake and just have a good old time and relax. And it was just very, very chill. So whenever I see Sapporo, I get a single tear down my eye. Think of those pleasant memories. Okay, right there. But now that doesn't sell Sapporo to you, I don't know what will. But chances are you'll be able to find Sapporo in your grocery store or whatever. It's not it's not an obscure beer. It's pretty ubiquitous compared to most beers that I review on here. So, but yeah, good 4.9% alcohol by volume here. So a nice pleasant taste. But enough of me yapping about it. I'm going to take a tug off this bad boy. So here we go. Hits the spot every time. Love that right there. But yeah, grab yourself some Sapporo. All right. So if you're feeling, I guess, somewhat adventurous, okay, it's not the most exotic beer I've ever reviewed on here. But, if you're getting bored with, the Bud Light Tranny Fluid or Coors Light or Dos Equis or something like that, if you want something that's not quite in the mainstream, then yeah, grab yourself some Sapporo. Pretty good. I'm not getting any money from Sapporo or anything like that. So completely objective opinion right here. A objective, memory infused review, as you heard right there. So, and if you ever get a chance to get over to Japan and go to the cherry blossom festivals, man, you will thank me for that recommendation. That's just a very cool, very chill time over there. So, and try to get to one on the island of Sapporo itself. They have really good cherry blossom festivals up there, and excellent time. But with that here, it's time to end up this brew review time. All right, and let's get to me letting you guys know all about our fantastic merch. Yes, check out those beautiful t-shirts on the screen over there. Look at those. Yeah, and then the ones over there. There we go. Yeah. So as you see up there at the very top left, we got a Movies Merica t-shirt, and you have got to get one of these or two or three or four. Okay, so get a t-shirt for every member of the family. Okay, maybe got some precious family photos coming up here, and you want to show that you're a family that's hip, that's with it. going Austin Powers style on you right there, a little Dr. Evil. You guys want to show that you guys are just a very cool, with it, hip, edgy family. Well, yeah, grab buy the whole family Movies Merica t-shirts, and go to the photo studio and get those photos taken right there and show the whole world how badass your family is. All right. So then, and also, what would also be even more badass, make sure you're holding some cats and stuff there as well. So yeah, everybody will be jealous of your family. I guarantee it. But as you see, we got plenty of other Till Death Podcast Network related t-shirts right there. They got the Otter t-shirt down there at the bottom left as well. And we make it very easy for you to get your hands on any of these t-shirts and plenty of other Till Death Podcast Network merch, including a lot of Movies Merica merch. Just click on the merch link down in the description of this episode. And grab yourself a Movies Merica t-shirt or 2 or 3 or 4, or a Movies Merica phone case or shot glass or yoga pants or whatever. And you will not be sorry, because I got Christmas, Hanukkah, Festivus, Kwanzaa, any of those holidays that you support or celebrate right there. Yeah, we got plenty of gift ideas for you at the merch store. Okay, so like I said, I always say, nothing says "I love you, Grandma" like a Movies Merica t-shirt. Okay, so she, maybe get yourself back in her will, by giving Grandma Ethel a Movies Merica t-shirt. I think if you give Grandma Ethel a Movies Merica t-shirt, not only are you to get back in the will, you are going to be the primary beneficiary. Okay, so she's going to love that t-shirt right there. And that is no lie. Yeah, do it. All right, so that's enough about merch right there. But now some random thoughts about January 6th, the most deadliest day. Now, don't look to this mockumentary for reliable information about the true location of many of Washington, D.C.'s historical monuments and buildings. So Kyle Mann, who plays the host for most of this mockumentary, he seems to have received this type of information, the information about the location of many of D.C.'s historical monuments and buildings. He seems to have received his information about all that stuff from a guide to Washington, D.C., written by Andy Dick, with a foreword by Marion Barry. Okay, so all that to say, you're not going to get very reliable information about that kind of thing there. So just pick yourself up another DC guide and you'll be good to go. So, and you will finally learn the truth about those Jewish space lasers you've been hearing about. But of course, your friend Levi Abramowitz, keeps denying that they exist. But you're going to learn the truth about those Jewish space lasers, whether or not Levi Abramowitz wants you to know or not. Okay. The truth about Jewish space lasers die in darkness, all right? And that's why this mockumentary flips that light switch and exposes the Jewish space lasers to the light. Okay, there you go. Brings it out of the darkness. And then January 6th, the most deadliest day, also features commentary from conservative titans like Dennis Prager and Michael Knowles and Eric Metaxas. And, to be quite frank, it does not go well for Kyle Mann when he tries to match wits with those guys. His confidence afterwards might be so shot, he might have to spend this year's Christmas gift money on some Blue Chews there, if you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so he just should have never gone toe-to-toe with those conservative titans like Dennis Prager and Michael Knowles right there. But, hey, some people got to learn the hard way. Am I right or am I right there? So, all right, well, let me do this real quick here and real quick tell you about a great sponsor for the show. And that great sponsor is Flip City Magazine, all right? And Flip City Magazine, what is it? Well, what it is remember Mad Magazine and Cracked Magazine? Those are the magazines that back in the day, at least, you could pick them up and read through them and get a good giggle, get some good laughs and whatnot. And, you pick a Mad Magazine, you'd be like, oh, you Alfred E. Newman, you are a crazy, crazy guy. What me worry? That's hilarious. That's hilarious. All right. And so you can depend on those magazines, to brighten up your day. If you're having a bad day, your boss is on your ass or whatever, then, hey, you pick up yourself some Mad Magazine or Cracked and giggle your way to better times. Well, not so much anymore, okay? So in 2016, a certain gentleman by the name of Donald J. Trump was elected president, and he broke the brains of the Mad magazines and the Crack magazines. And so a worthy replacement was needed. And that worthy replacement is Flip City Magazine, all right? And you got to get your hands on some of that. But instead of hearing me talk about it, let's hear it straight from the source.
I love Flip City. It has brought new types of badassery and integrity to the print medium.
Genuinely cutting, but also funny, and obviously just chaotic and very fun.
Right. So, yes, grab yourself some Flip City. And as you see down below, we're making it very easy for you again. You just got to click on the Flip City description or link in the description down below. And then when you put in promo code MOVIES, you're going to get 10% off your order of the best non-woke comic around. Okay. Now, I'm not going to ask you to do something that I haven't done already myself. And to prove that, look at that. There you go. Got some Flip City magazine right there. Look at that. Jealous. I know you are. Yes. But look at that. Flip City right there as I Vanna White the magazine there for you. Check it out. Look how glossy that is. So glossy. Check out that artwork. And it got Sports Infiltrated right there. I like that. Got some great comic artwork in there. Look at those colors and all that. So look at that. That's awesome. So, yeah, grab yourself some Flip City magazine like I have right there. And it just feels so good, to have it in your fingertips there. But, and yeah, it's good non-woke funnies in there. So you don't have to worry about, that magazine trying to teach you how to live your life and teaching you a lesson, young man. You don't have to worry about this magazine. It just wants you to laugh your butt off right there. So grab yourself some Flip City now. All right, get that. Click on that link in the description and get it done now. All right, so let's check out the live chat. See if I'm missing somebody. We've got Beyond Formal in the live chat. And what's up? He says, "Hey, movies. Good to see you there. Glad you could pop in there and grace us with your awesome, classy presence." Absolutely. There and I appreciate that on Sundays. I mean, I know it's the weekend, people got time, have family obligations and other obligations and that kind of thing. But if you just pop your head in for a minute or two or three or whatever, that's all cool and whatnot. So, and I appreciate that all the same. And also, look up Beyond Form. I believe he's on Rumble and check out his content. We got Lindy Rig 87 in the live chat. Check out his content on Rumble as well. So it's a very complicated process of going on Rumble and in the search window, typing in Lindy Rig or Beyond Formal. Okay, so check that out because my show can't be on all the time, and you need something to entertain you. Okay, but they specialize like me. They specialize in infotainment. There we go. Infotainment. There we go. You stay informed and you entertained right there. So excellent. All right. So right now, so this Thursday, totally forgot it was Halloween this Thursday night. Okay. So yeah, I'm not going to be doing a show this Thursday night. Okay. So, whatnot. Because I have a friend here and he wanted me to help, at his neighborhood. I'm going to help pass out Halloween candy. Okay. So, and I'm going to try to look as creepy as possible. So when parents come by with their kids, I give them that uneasy feeling and whatnot. So something like that. So, I'm trying to figure out how I want to, what appearance I want to go after and that kind of thing. So maybe I'll rent a van with no windows or something like that. And, or a creepy rusted out like ice cream truck or something like that and park it out front. And, when the parents come up with their kids, they'll be like, that's my truck over there. Really just weird them out. So I will be spending my quality time doing quality activities like that this Thursday night. So no movies, Merica, spoiler warning this Thursday because it's Halloween night. All right. So, but I'll give you a heads up on that. But then, a week from this Thursday, there'll be another show as well. All right. So real quick here, as I always like to do with all of my spoiler-free reviews, is let you know whether the movie or a documentary in this case that I'm reviewing isn't a woke after-school special. Well, this is presented to us from the Babylon Bee, so proudly, no. There's absolutely zero woke in this mockumentary, January 6th, the most deadliest day. All right, so it's proudly non-woke, and it's the woke folks. I mean, the wokesters out there, the woke jokes, as I call them. Yeah, they are going to be very, very disappointed that there's not more woke in January 6th, the most deadliest day right there. But there's no room for it whatsoever. So, yes, I can give you my zero woke guarantee when it comes to this movie or to this mockumentary there. So, and real quick here, just to let you guys know that if you are so inclined and you want to reward me financially, if you appreciate what I'm doing enough here, not just with this episode, but all my Movies Merica episodes, if you appreciate me giving a heads up whether or not something's, a woke after school special, or just outright telling you, hey, should you spend your money at the theater for this movie and that kind of thing? Because as I would imagine, I've probably saved, some people a lot of money, with saving them from, loading up the urchins into the old minivan and going to see some crappy movie and that kind of thing. So, but so if you recognize that, if you're so inclined, you want to throw a buck or two my way or something like that, by all means, you can do that. And I'll let you know how you can do that. So in Rumble, if you're on Rumble, you can give me what's called a Rumble rant. And how you do that is down by where you type in your live chat message. You just got to click on the button with a $sign on it. And when you do that, it'll just ask you how much you want to donate. And then if you donate some money and, type in a message or something like that, I will take a big old swig off this beer for you. All right. So, and if you're on the YouTube side, you can give me what's called a super chat over there. And it works pretty close to the same way. Down by where you type in your live chat message, just click on the button with a $1 bill on it. And there it'll also ask you, how much do you want to donate? Okay. Very easy, very simple. Even I can figure it out. Okay. And that's how you know it's really easy, okay? So enough about that. I'm not going to guilt trip you into donating any money my way or anything like that. So, because I hate that when I watch somebody's show and they're like, you better donate some money to me, otherwise you're not very classy. I'm putting some hard work. I'm slaving over a hot stove for you. At that point, I'm like, I was about to donate $10. Now I'm done. Now I'm not donating anything. So there we go. So I've even seen I've been on X Spaces, if you know what an X Space is. I've been on X Space, and I've had people on there saying, if you don't share the link to my X Space, I want you to get out of my X Space right now. And when I hear ultimatums like that, I'm like, done and done. I'm out of here. So I'm not going to be that kind of douchebag, okay, and be like that. So not at all. So my final thoughts on January 6th, the most deadliest day, is, like they say, gird your loins and find a safe space as fast as possible, because January 6th was the worst day in the universe. Not really. Okay. And that's what this mockumentary is making fun of. And it's making fun of how the mainstream media, or again, what I call the American Pravda, how they have this huge double standard where they gloss over the months and months and months of fiery, much more deadly, much more destructive Summer of Love, BLM, Democrat-approved George Floyd riots, while losing their poop about a riot that lasted for a few hours on one day, okay? But only because it was done by a bunch of guys, a bunch of people wearing MAGA hats, right? Okay, so it's just that's why I find this mockumentary even more funny, and I hope to God that this mockumentary just so pisses off the Jake Tappers, the Anderson Coopers, the Lester Holtz, the Rachel Maddows, the Joy Reids, okay, all of them. I hope it pisses them off, just beyond belief, okay, because that's at least one of the perks of having this out there in the ether, okay? So, but anyway, I just want to thank everybody for joining the show, whether you're in the live chat or if you're just lurking. We call people who just watch the show, but they don't get in the live chat. We call you lurkers, okay? And sometimes you do have to lurker. Sometimes you do have to lurk. You're in the middle of something where you can't live chat. Like you're behind the wheel of an 18-wheeler and you can't exactly get in the live chat, or if you're at some function and you're listening on earbuds, but you can't live chat right there. So, I totally understand that. If you're able to get in the live chat and you're listening, you're just sitting there on the couch listening, then you can live chat. And so I always encourage people to get in the live chat, at least throw a thumbs up emoji in there, or just if you're brave enough to say hi and then get out, you can do that as well. So, or if you want to, if you're feeling extra courage and you want to get in the live chat, want to mix it up with everybody and say, hey, how you doing? Hey, I hate this movie. I love this movie. Or, that Van guy's a schmuck. If you want to, get in the live chat and, go that way, you most certainly can. So always encourage that right there. But we're getting ready to wrap up this episode of Movies Merica Live. All right. But, like I always say, get out there, people. Those movies aren't going to watch themselves. See ya.
Everybody, don't leave yet. Okay? Hey, I got just enough time. I got the police after me, okay? And, oh man, they're gonna get me at any time. I got just enough time to ask you to like this video and also subscribe to this channel if you would, man. You'd be doing me a big favor, okay? And please make sure to like these videos or watch them and then like them, okay? That'd be great. And again, thanks for watching, okay? And subscribe to the Till Death Podcast Network and Movies Merica. I gotta go.